So far in the book, well, while she is, where is she? Could you catch me up because I forgot?
Well, I think I noticed something in the book. Every picture that she like draws or something, she
puts a letter.
It's about but it's about usually maybe someone she met or something that she knows.
And I found something similar because she always runs away from her like foster family.
Yeah.
Because remember, Stephen broke his ribs and he broke his rib and he fractured his arm.
Yeah, I think it's
she ran away because it was her fault.
I think it's just a waste of time to have all those pictures, like the chapters, like that. Like there's like a third and fourth picture. It just takes kind of too long. Well, it's like there's a first picture, then a first chapter, and then a second picture, then a second chapter. So it's sort of like that all together. It's too long for chapters. Well, with the pictures, it gets kind of long.
We stopped at what page?
Wait, chapter 13. Does anybody have any questions?
What page is that?
I do. 126. My question is, why didn't we see a picture of Stephen? I want to see what he looks like.
I got kind of confused in the, what? So I got confused because
Can you answer my question? Like, why didn't they tell, like, us about Stephen?
I have no idea. Maybe you can, I don't know. Anyways, so what I, like, found creepy is that she went back to the old man's cabin.
Yeah.
She stayed there with Josie. That was kind of creepy to me.
Mm-hmm. So, and the old man that's helping her seems really weird. Like he should, like in the story, they should have scrapped what all these characters look like, so then we have a better picture in mind of what.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Maybe they'll do that later in the book.
It's just weird.
I like. So far, I like the book a lot because it's something I never read. I never read a book like this, where it has
Flashbacks.
Yeah, like a lot of flashbacks.
I've read something like that before in like second grade, but I don't remember what book it was.
Yeah, and like this book, it's like I don't even have any connections for it or anything because I'm kind of confused on it. Like.
Miss Asseltine said it would be confusing because of the flashbacks.
It's like, is Josie that person that walked in the door with the mustard and
no,
the knife?
The mustard woman is the mean lady. Remember with the coffee stain and the mustard
Did she adopt her?
No, the mustard woman was like her checkup person to make sure she was in school and stuff.
Well, I have a connection. She's school even though she's a foster.
I really don't like her.
I have a connection. I like her.
You like the mustard woman?
Well, I have a connection with another book. In the beginning, you know how she gets abandoned, it said. And it said in the, not the beginning of what we just started reading, in the beginning of the book, it said she was abandoned. Well, in 3 Times Lucky, in the beginning, I don't know if you guys read it, but in the beginning, it talks about how she got abandoned in a storm. Yeah, I read that. It's really good. So, and it's like, it doesn't even look like, it's like, Josie is working all hard for Hollis, and like Josie, it doesn't even seem like Josie is eating or anything.
Hollis helps too. She makes they just don't do that. They can't include every single thing, but
I think Josie is nice and she cares for Hollis a lot. So.
Yeah, I definitely think that Josie really likes Hollis.
Yeah, same.
And I also think that Hollis has an equal amount of work to do as Josie.
Yeah, but like I'd be thinking, even though she's the child, she should be like doing work around the house, like chores or anything. Basically.
But this book is different from other books I read, because a lot of times with like if there's a girl that's abandoned, like I read a lot of books where there's like a mean like person, and then like she has to do work. For
There's a connection to that kind of that I find a connection, and that's Harry Potter.
Yeah, I can tell why. And like, I don't really think this is a good book for like. I don't really think this is like a good book.
If like
I don't know.
it's
Like you guys
but
might
when
think
you
it is.
start reading it, it's not that interesting. It's boring.
I know, but we're
You think
on
it's
like
dumb,
chapter 13
but
or
then
something.
it gets like very intriguing as you go along, and that's the fun part about it. That's like what people want in books.
Yeah, but it's like it's just
Because
a
it's like
Newbery
it's
Award.
kind of like a big hump.
I know.
It goes from terrible to upright awesome.
I know, but we're practically finished with the book. We're on page 126 out of like 166. And I don't really think it's that interesting.
Well,
on
the other hand, I actually really like this book. It's
Okay.
She's got a point. It's a good book. And in the back cover, it kind of grabs your attention. And it's kind of creepy as well. The back cover. Hollis Woods is the place where a baby was abandoned. Hollis Woods is the baby's name. Hollis Woods is an artist. Hollis Woods is now a 12-year-old girl who's been in so many foster homes she can hardly remember them at all. Hollis Woods is a mountain of trouble. She runs away even from the Reagans, the family who offers her a home. And then the rest is even more interesting, and it's kind of, it's just really cool. And
I think...
And it kind of gets like, it feels kind of futuristic to me. When they say like she's gonna escape the social services, and it just seems like they're escaping like a futuristic building to me.
Like,
That's what I picture in my mind.
I didn't really when I looked at the book, I didn't think it was that good. They wrote Hollis and Hollis Woods like 1,000 times. I think it would have been better to just write like Hollis, or at least just write she, because it's kind of like annoying just reading the back cover out loud and hearing Hollis Woods and Hollis like a million times.
I think this book would be hard for some people, because some people might not get when there's flashbacks.
Yeah, and they won't. And some people don't read this much. Like,
This
less.
literature book is probably not the best for
This
ages under like 8.
Yeah, and some people
It's
like
confusing.
under 8, they would just be reading like 30 or 40 page books. They wouldn't be reading this one.
They're still working on even
In
getting
second
chapter
grade.
books, and this would be super confusing because of flashbacks and you don't know what's going on.
I like what her pictures are about. My favorite one was when she drew the old man.
Yeah.
I think my
Wait,
favorite.
how did she? Wait, what do you mean?
She drew it with the pencils and paper. I think my favorite flashback is when, I know this might sound offensive to Steven, even though he isn't real, but
Steven.
I kind of like the part when he
Wait,
broke his
Steven,
ribs.
Steven's real.
No, this is a fiction book.
No, Steven's real in the book.
Well,
in the book, but
And
But
this
he's
could
not real in
happen.
the real book.
I know,
Anyways.
but this is a real book.
I know.
It's not real, but it could happen.
know.
All of this could happen.
Anyways, I
real.
like the part when Steven broke his ribs and fractured his arms, because I can relate to that.
Wait, when was that? I didn't see that. When was it?
Oh, wait. Oh, whoops. That was a little bit ahead, I think, because I was getting bored, so I just looked a little ahead in the picture. I only read like a paragraph or two.
Well, you told me you read a chapter.
And then so, well, my favorite other flashback besides that, even though I accidentally read a little bit ahead, was probably when you first, like the first flashback when she's talking about the hot dogs and the Lush and the Mountain Dew. I think it was, that was just like introducing her. I think that was like my favorite flashback.
Who's your favorite character?
Steven.
No, I think my favorite character is either Josie because she's like a loving grandma.
I like Steven.
I also like Henry the cat.
My favorite.
Because
I like Henry and Steven, but they should make it more realistic with Henry. They should make him like shrieking, like screaming, like because a lot of
cats are
meow a
usually
lot. Meow meow.
well, they don't tell
Meow,
that,
meow.
but you can infer that he does that. And anyways, I think Henry is a very like he has a human-like personality, kind of. I think because you can like understand him, and then so that is probably my favorite character along with Josie. Plus he's also like Josie's right-hand man.
My favorite character is Josie because she cares for Hollis, even though
Steven
she's
and
not
Henry.
her real mom.
Well, I like Steven and
Well, Josie didn't even have kids. She was like she I don't think she even got married.
Yeah.
And
Well, she's young. She's not that old.
she's like in her 60s.
She is? I thought she was like in her 20s.
No.
I was expecting a young person.
I think
They said she looked like a movie star.
She
I
was
think-
like a grandmother's
I think
age.
I pictured her as like a grandma.
I pictured her
Same
with
here.
like clothes with stars on it. This is kind of weird, but it's descriptive. I pictured her with like a boa and like a star shirt. I don't know.
And anyways, oops. So I also thought that she was a very, very, very interesting character with a lot of personality in her. What about you, Dylan? What do you think of Josie? First of all, who's your favorite character?
Steven and the cat.
Henry?
He just sounds good.
Also, who is, what do you think of Josie?
I think that she sounds like kind of like a show off on her clothes because she's like, he said when he saw her that she looked like a show off, so I was thinking that she looked like she spent like hours at a clothing store.
I think she really likes hats. I think that's her favorite. I think she likes fedoras, though. That's just what I think.
Yeah, I was thinking that's
Wearing
what I
like a
was thinking.
straw
of,
fedora, like a straw hat with a flower,
one
like a
of
fedora.
those with like a flower on top, and one of those that goes like this.
I
long.
imagine her like
Like a
with
really big
I
one.
imagine her with a towel, sitting at the beach by palm trees with sunglasses and her
That's
favorite hat
exactly
with
how
Henry,
I just thought it.
and like at the beach in Miami, and she's having a good time.
I think
Oh,
that's
Well,
what
I have a
used to
question.
be
Where
Wally
do
Baby.
they live?
they live in New York, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So.
No, I thought they used to live in New York with Steven. Oh.
And I also thought that Steven, kind of like a brother to her, kind of like a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And
I think like a stepbrother and like a best friend, not that like a boyfriend, just a like really. I think like her best friend.
she's basically her brother, even if he's her stepbrother. Yeah. So, anyways, so I find him a very cool character in this book because he was like cool and a nerd at the same time. I kind of imagined him with like braces, and they said he wore glasses.
I thought he played like baseball. I picture him.
Yeah, I picture him like a sports kid.
But I don't think he really is.
And
I don't really think he's a sports kid. Well,
Yeah, that's what I think
Well,
now
because-
because it's like he seems more of
I think
like,
he's a sports kid and a video game kid at the same time.
I think he's like kind of. I don't want to be that offensive and rude. No, don't